We'll begin in a minute. Thank you. Because we start with announcements, and that's always a little bit boring. So as everyone's taking a seat, I'll start with the little bit of boring stuff and housekeeping. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to an introduction session of Healing the Wounds of the Past. My name is Talia Smith. I work with Initiatives of Change, and I'm the program manager of our Trust Building program. I'll be emceeing the next couple of days as part of HWP with my friends El Laska from Creators of Peace UK and Amila Dilshan from Sri Lanka. So you'll be seeing our faces often. If I can remind you to please put your phone on silence, that would be great, just to minimize the disruption. Thank you. So just an announcement, first of all, about the workshops. They're listed on the app. And workshop leaders, if you see you've got 180 people coming to your workshop, relax, that's a mistake. You'll find out how many you will get on the day, but it won't be 180, so don't worry. There will be a meeting for all workshop leaders that are running a workshop tomorrow, and it will be at 8:45 in the morning in room 300 down on the 3rd floor. Okay. So you'll be told about an app. So we are a paperless conference these next few days. I know that some of you are having some problems logging on. So I'm going to invite Ishika just to give you a few simple step-by-step quick instructions on how to log on to the app. Ishika or Tina, are you in the room? No? Anyone else from the app team? Igor? No? Okay, we'll come back to the app. Okay, we'll skip this. Okay. So many of you know our friend John Bond. Now, unfortunately, he's not with us. He has to have an operation. He's broken a few bones in his foot. His operation is today. And he sent us a message that we'd like to show that captures the spirit of healing the wounds of the past and how we'll be connecting these next few days. Many of you know John, but for those of you who don't, he's been working with IofC for many decades in IofC UK, Australia, and he was the secretary of Australia's National Sorry Day Committee. He's now an author, and he's written a book with a First Nations leader, Brian Butler, which is on sale in reception. And John sends us this message.
I wish I could be with you, because this is a very timely forum. Many of us who have grown up in the last 70 years have had it lucky. There has been a remarkable degree of peace and prosperity across the world. Now we are moving into a scarier world, where war and global warming are forcing millions to move. We need to bring the world community together in tackling climate change before we make large parts of the world uninhabitable. But we will never succeed until we recognize the cruelty with which we have treated each other, the exploitation of the weak by the powerful, the vast differences in wealth. All this leaves a long trail of anger and hatred. We need to recognize this and take action in response. That is what Caux is about. Exactly 70 years ago, Robert Schuman was at Caux. He had become Prime Minister of France 2 years after the end of the Second World War, and he worked to ensure Europe never went to war again. He developed an agreement with Germany to share their coal and steel industries, and he laid the foundations of what is now the European Union. He was a man of spiritual depth, a visionary who turned visions into reality. Few of us are in a position to achieve so much, but we can all do something. As the Constitution of Initiatives of Change International states, fear, hate, greed, and indifference perpetuate injustice, poverty, conflict, and environmental destruction. Yet it is also in human nature to be compassionate, courageous, and creative. People can live the change they wish to see. Each person has something unique to contribute to building a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. We need to share the wealth of the world far more equitably. The more we citizens do, the more our governments will. I worked in Africa for 10 years. We Europeans have taken much from Africa and given back little. As a result, Africa offers so little opportunity to many of its young people that they flee to Europe. We need to share our wealth and enable Africa to thrive, especially when Africa is suffering greatly from global warming, which the wealthy nations created. That is only justice. But justice does not come without healing. I learned that lesson working with Aboriginal people in Australia and Canada who had been cruelly mistreated. We tried getting justice through the courts, but we found that the confrontational legal struggle was destroying the very victims of injustice. So we focused on healing, helping them to overcome the trauma and find peace and confidence. Then they could cope with the struggle for justice. I think that is a wider lesson. The path to justice goes through healing. So the questions which I hope we will carry through the days together are, what needs to change in me to become a better person and a more effective change maker? What strategy will bring healing to my situation? And who do I need to work with to bring this change? I hope one outcome will be new ecological action. In my view, all the carbon we have released to bring us together is only justified if this forum results in new initiatives to reduce global warming. Many environmental experts are meeting here through the coming days. I hope you can talk with them, develop ideas, and implement them in the coming months. Now may I introduce some people who will speak about a book which tells why Caux is such a good place to discuss healing the wounds of the past. Thank you very much. I hope you can talk with them, develop ideas, and implement them in the coming months. Now may I introduce some people who will speak about a book which tells why Caux is such a good place to discuss healing the wounds of the past. Thank you very much.
So John has been a key part of organising Healing the Wounds of the Past Forum, so we wouldn't all be here today without John. he sent me a message this morning that he asked me to please read out after his video. It says, the person you need to work with may be your enemy. People can change. If you want examples, the book Sorry and Beyond, Healing the Stolen Generations by John and Aboriginal leader Brian Butler is available to buy on the bookshop trolley. So a message from John. Okay, I believe we have Ishika here, who's going to just talk us through the app before we move on to the next part of the program. So Ishika, welcome.
Hello, everyone. A very warm good afternoon, each of you. Audible, right? Okay. Hello, everyone, once again. A very warm good afternoon to each of you present here. I hope you all are ensuring that you all are already connected to the Wi-Fi and you all have the WUWA app on your phones. I'd just like to briefly instruct you about the procedure on how to get onto the app. So, can I have the slides, please? Okay. So if you still do not have the app, kindly scan the QR. You can find the app there. And after you scan the QR, can I get it? Okay. After you download the app, you then see the screen where you have to sign up. If you sign up with the email that you registered this forum for, you'll have to enter your email address. And after you enter your email address, you'll be redirected to a verification page. And after the verification, after you enter the code that you've received on your email, after the verification, you'll have to add the affiliation and education. That is entirely optional. You can skip that part as well. And then we proceed to the other part, where you'll find your profile screen. And the profile appears to be like this, like the step 4A. And on there, you can find the co-forum you can either type it from the search panel, or you can just directly find my event or conference. It must be appearing on the top because we've already begun. So, and after the search button, you can just join it like the arrow on the third part. So it's really important for all of you to ensure that you're on the app because we're going paperless. This time we're trying to go paperless, and we just want to ensure that everyone is well known about the conferences that's happening, about the workshop, and you can sign up for the workshop manually. All the digitally registered participants who had previously done it are not validated because we have to do it manually again. So each day in the third floor, you'll have the manual registrations taking place. So kindly take a look on the app. And if you have any problems or any queries regarding the app, we're available on the third floor, the tech team or anyone. Specifically, if you have any questions, Tina and I am here on the third floor. We'll be there for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashika. It's the first time we're using an app, so bear with us, but we hope it provides all the information you need. Okay, so now for some music. I would like to invite our friends from Initiatives of Change India, from our Centre in Asia Plateau, to sing some old moral rearmament IofC songs. Welcome, over to you.
So more than Initiatives of Change India, there's a bunch from all over the world, actually. So whoever knows, Igor's signaling a little bit that way. That way. Okay. Mustafa. Shift one step to the left. One step to the left. Okay. Startup issues, but Whoever knows this song, please feel free to join in particularly in the chorus. Walk a mile in another man's moccasins, walk a while in another man's shoes. Years of hurt can end and a foe become a friend when you find that he's just the same as you inside. When you look out on the world, see the people young and old who trouble you so. With one window to look through, all you see is the same old view, their faults always show. And you think from afar, what a headache they are right through. But just open your eyes, 'cause the difference may lie with you. Walk a mile in another man's moccasins. Walk a mile in another man's shoes. Before you leave him condemned forever, put on his boots, there's nothing to lose. Live a day with another man's family. Live a day by another man's side. Years of heart can end and a foe become a friend, as you find that he's just the same as you inside. When you feel the pain of war and the wounds are running sore and you're walking blind, and the road behind is strewn with the bitter memories hewn so deep on your mind, and there's hate in your eyes for the ones you despise so strong. But when you know all you feel cannot ever repeal what's wrong. Walk a mile in another man's moccasins. Walk a while in another man's shoes. Before you leave him condemned forever, put on his boots, there's nothing to lose. Live a day with another man's family. Live a day by another man's side. Years of hurt can end and the fool become a friend, as you find that he's just the same as you inside. How easy to look wise through those always knowing eyes, so strong and so sure. From the safety of our world, there's one story to be told of those we abhor. But break out and break free, just come closer and see once more. See the heart of a man you may never have known before. Everybody. Walk a mile in another man's moccasins. Walk a while in another man's shoes. Before you leave him condemned forever, put on his boots, there's nothing to lose. Live a day by another man's family. Live a day by another man's side. Years of hurt can end and a fool become a friend, as you find that he's just the same as you inside. Years of hurt can end and a fool become a friend, as you find that he's just the same as you inside.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Audience, we were a little bit shy today. Tomorrow we're all going to sing along much louder. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for singing. Okay, now being in Caux, as you've heard, there's been many, many stories of powerful transformation and personal change over these decades. some of which have been captured in a beautiful book that celebrates 75 years of Caux. So I'd like to invite some of the book launch team up to share a little bit about these stories in the book. Thank you.
So hello everybody. I'm really pleased to be here with you today and with two of my colleagues from the team who put together the 75 stories for the 75th anniversary of the center here in Caux. The anniversary took place in 2021, so already 2 years ago, but it took some time to put them together. Anyway, my name is Ulrike Chanu. I'm German. I live in France, thanks to a French husband, and I work in communications for IofC Switzerland. And you've probably seen me running around yesterday in a bright yellow shirt. That was me. 75 years of a foundation, that is definitely a reason to celebrate. And I think 75 years of Caux is even a bigger reason. And when we started talking about the anniversary in 2021, we thought, okay, what can we do to mark the occasion? And, you know, I was thinking about people, stories of people who had been to Caux, obviously, because, I mean, so many people who came over the years, so it was a bit of a no-brainer. But then we were approached by John, who you've just seen here, and his wife Mary, and they said, actually, let's do 75 stories. So I had been thinking of sort of 10, you know, something manageable. And 75, honestly, at the one hand, I was really excited, because it made sense with 75 years. On the other hand, I was like, how on earth are we going to do that on top of everything else? Because it meant researching, you know, photos, getting permissions, translating it in 3 languages. So that was a big part. But the enthusiasm of the team that came together to take the project on was really contagious, and so we took the plunge. The inspiration behind, I don't have the clicker. Do you have it? Okay. The inspiration behind the project was a Lebanese writer called Yara Zeib. And if we could change the slides, please, would that be okay? Thank you. Right. One back, please. That's it. So that's Yara. So she was sort of the one who had the ideas, and she actually wrote the very first story. She wrote a story about when she came to Caux in 2011 for the first time and the impact it made on her. And so and her story is in the book actually now as an intro, because the stories then started really from scratch from 1946. Our core team consisted of approximately 10 people from 7 different countries, and as it was still a COVID time, we worked online. And if you could just, thank you. And here, for example, you've got Nahom Haley from Ethiopia. He was the graphic designer who did an amazing job and who worked with us. So Yara's story was the kickoff. We started with that, and my part, for example, I was actually at the end of all the chain, because usually Mary would say at some point, "That's it, the story is ready, translate it, put it together, get the photos, and put it on the website." And that was my part. And to tell the truth, I mean, it was a lot of work, and I think, I'm not lying, that all of us have had moments when we're like, this is how we're going to finish that. Especially, I have to admit, that was my fault. My ambition was to publish all the stories until 31st of December 2021. So I really pushed the team, and I think they probably hated me at moments, but we managed. The last story went up the 31st December 2021. And just from a personal point of view, I came to Caux for the first time in 1986 as a schoolgirl, and I'll let you do the math now. And for me, so I had many of the stories that are the faces of these people I knew, but I had no idea of the stories behind them. You know, I came across them in the corridors, I saw them working behind the scenes, But for me to work on these stories and to really discover what the motivation was of these people to be here, to come here, to give their time, their money, that was a real eye-opener for me. I found that really, really fascinating. And from a professional point of view, and then I'll show you some more photos and hand over. For me, it was really interesting to work because in communication, you do a lot of social media, you do newsletter send outs, you do some articles for a website, but it stays very, don't know, in French, we have this word éphémère, I don't know whether it exists in English, fleeting, you do something and it sort of goes off and you have no idea what the result is, what impact it makes. So the book was actually, for me, super satisfying because, do you have one? Because I have something I can hold in my hand and I can actually show to people and say, look, we made a book. This is so very old-fashioned, I know, but I just love the idea.
Can I just add, I'm not preaching against the organizers of this forum for a paperless world, but the app will vanish. The book will be here in 500 years' time.
He's very good at selling books. So if we could just click through some of the photos. The next one I brought along, because we did some book launches, like real sort of publishers and editors. Hang on, just don't worry. So the first two photos you just saw, that was in Paris. We kicked off in March. And the next one shows Eliane very professionally signing the book. And so the launch after that was in the UK, and John and Mary have done a tremendous job. So that was at the annual meeting of IofC UK, and here you can see Mary on the left, John in the middle, and Claude, who you will see around the house. Right, and another big book launch was done in Norway, in Oslo, and the final one was done, next slide please. Can we have the next slide please? Thank you. And the last one was done actually in Geneva. They came to the offices in Geneva to promote the book. So with that, I'll hand over to Eliane and to Andrew.
I will speak in French. Nous voulions, avec ce livre, pas seulement parler des personnes qui ont passé à Caux et qui ont eu pour beaucoup des histoires remarquables et sont rentrées chez eux ayant fait du travail efficace, mais nous voulions aussi parler des gens qui sont venus année après année s'assurer que cette maison pouvait fonctionner. À l'époque et pendant très très longtemps, le travail était fait par des bénévoles ici. Et ce n'étaient pas des bénévoles qui venaient pour une semaine, mais c'était des bénévoles qui venaient pour 2, 3, parfois 4 mois. Et nous voulions aussi rendre hommage à ces personnes de l'ombre qu'on ne connaissait. Enfin, quand je vous les citerai, je pense que beaucoup d'entre vous les reconnaîtront. Et la première, c'est cette dame qui s'appelle Trudy Trussel. Trudy Trussel était une Suisse qui travaillait pour une famille aisée de Lausanne. Et cette famille avait décidé de réfléchir à l'achat de cette grande maison. Et Trudy travaillait à la cuisine et on est venu la chercher et on lui a dit venez avec nous réfléchir sur ce que nous pouvons faire pour changer le monde. Alors Trudy a dit débrouillez-vous, vous êtes riches, c'est le travail des riches de changer le monde, pas moi. Et le monsieur est revenu un peu après, lui a dit vous avez raison, on ne vous a pas assez inclus, s'il vous plaît, venez vous joindre à nous et on va réfléchir ensemble. Trudy a été absolument captivée par ce projet. Elle est venue à Caux, une des toutes premières. Elle, on ne voit pas bien, mais vous verrez mieux une photo. Elle s'est occupée de la cuisine Et elle a été la première à faire un don pour l'achat, qui peut paraître modeste, c'était 200 francs, mais c'était son salaire et elle mettait de l'argent de côté pour faire des études d'infirmière. Elle a donné cet argent, elle est restée à Caux jusqu'à son décès il y a quelques années, je ne sais pas. Et beaucoup d'entre vous qui sont venus l'ont connue, c'était une personne remarquable, elle s'est aussi occupée de distribuer la poste. Une autre personne, en fait c'est 3 personnes, mais bon, j'ai pas besoin. Ce sont les Cellaires. Non, tu as été trop loin. Go back one, please.
C'est juste. Voilà.
Non.
Non. Forward.
Bon,
And one more. No, you've gone 2 more.
bon, écoutez,
that's it.
voilà, on y arrive. Ces 3 frères et sœurs, Bertie, Robbie, Hildy Zeller, c'est une famille qui venait d'une famille très aisée de Zurich, qui avait une grande maison, leurs parents avaient une grande maison à Zurich, qu'ils ont vendue pour que l'argent puisse aller dans l'entretien de ce centre de conférence. Les 3 ont été aussi captivés par cette idée de transformer le monde et de ce qu'ils pouvaient y faire. Et Hildy, bon, je pense que tous les gourmands de la maison qui étaient à l'époque ici se souviennent d'elle. Elle faisait des pâtisseries à tomber, c'était extraordinaire, et à 4 heures, tout le monde se précipitait au goûter pour avoir des petits gâteaux qu'elle avait faits. Elle s'est occupée de beaucoup de choses, des fleurs et d'autres aussi. Son frère Robbie s'est beaucoup occupé de la partie technique. Il a eu un emploi, mais il venait faire des enregistrements ici. Et Bertie, vous l'avez probablement rencontré, ceux d'entre vous qui ont travaillé à la cuisine, elle s'occupait de l'économat, c'est-à-dire qu'à l'époque, quand il y avait 400-500 personnes dans la conférence, il fallait commander la nourriture nécessaire tous les jours. Et Bertie était une des équipières qui faisait ce travail. Ces 3 personnes étaient discrètes, charmantes, amicales, mais ce n'est pas elles qu'on entendait parler sur l'estrade. Je ne sais pas si elles ont jamais fait un discours sur l'estrade. Et puis la dernière, alors ça y est, c'est bon pour la photo, c'est la dame qui est à droite avec la blouse jaune, c'est Lucette Schneider. Lucette Schneider a géré un magasin avec son mari toute sa vie, et quand elle est arrivée à la retraite, elle est montée à Caux parce que, de nouveau, quand il y avait beaucoup de monde comme ça, il fallait préparer les légumes pour les repas. Donc, les cuisinières écrivaient sur un tableau, il faudra pour demain 60 kilos de pommes de terre et puis, je ne sais pas, 120 têtes de salade. Il fallait tout préparer ça. Alors, Lucette se levait à 5 heures du matin, elle préparait ce qu'elle pouvait et elle avait toute une équipe qui venait la rejoindre ensuite pour préparer ces légumes avec elle. Alors, évidemment, c'était plutôt des personnes un peu âgées, parce qu'il semble que les personnes plus âgées aient plus de facilité pour se lever tôt que les plus jeunes. Alors, les plus jeunes travaillaient plutôt dans d'autres équipes de la maison. Mais on a entendu des histoires extraordinaires, et cette Lucette, elle ne parlait pas un mot d'autre chose que le bon vieux français local, avec un bon accent vaudois. Et elle s'est fait des amis, et les gens revenaient d'année en année en disant « Je veux travailler avec Lucette ». Elle leur a appris à peler des pommes de terre, des grands pontes, des gens académiques, ou à couper des oignons. Et voilà. Donc ça, c'est 3 des exemples de personnes dont vous pourrez lire l'histoire dans ce livre, en français, allemand ou anglais.
So we change language. I'm going to speak in English. I'm Andrew Stalybras, and I'm this lady's husband. I'm originally English, but I had the very good idea of marrying a Swiss, so I've now got a Swiss passport. And we were married down the hill, and we actually had our wedding reception here in this hall. I think Eliane said a few years ago. In 2001, there's another story, and this is one of the big public figures who took a space here in Caux and on this platform. So in 2001, we tell the story of Cornelio Sommaruga. He was head of the Red Cross. The first time I met him in Geneva at a dinner party, he'd just come back from a visit to Cuba, where he'd met Fidel Castro a few hours before he took the plane back. He became a very good friend. He was president of the Swiss Foundation for Caux, and then he has played a very important part in setting up the structures that we now have as an international movement. And he became the first president of Initiatives of Change International. And it's a great pleasure to have his daughter and son-in-law here with us. Alfredo and Lavinia, please. Now, they're not allowed to answer this question, but for the older co-hands among you, if Cornelio was here today, what would he say? He would say, Grüß Gott, which is a salutation, a greeting used in Austria and the German-speaking part of Italy and parts of Switzerland, and it invokes God, the other present in every encounter that we have. So I had a bit of a dream last night, casting ourselves forward into the future. And my dream was for a new collection of stories to mark the 100th anniversary of Caux in 2046. And yes, I'm not sure that we'll write them, but but I was thinking the story of Caux is the story of people, of something that happens in people's hearts, a conviction that they get, a passion that they find to go out and do something. And my dream vision is for a story book of 100 new stories that will be your stories for 2046. So the book is on sale here, cash, 20 francs, English, French, and German. And if you want to do a card sale, you can get it at the front desk. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and let's give another round of applause to the book. There are so many people who represent the IofC family, but at the same time, there are people who came to IofC family for the first time. So it is of utmost importance that we explain the fundamentals of initiatives of change. For that, we have the best person in the audience. It's my pleasure to invite Cecilia, or we call her Thembi, on stage. She's a Zimbabwean, Canadian, and also represents the International Council of Initiatives of Change. Thembi, the stage is yours.
Wow, we're here. We made it. The journey started 10 months ago to prepare thank you for coming. I greet you and welcome you to the opening of Healing the Wounds of the Past. So, on behalf of the organizing committee of Healing the Wounds of the Past, I would like to say a few words just to tie the loose ends of understanding in terms of the fundamentals of initiatives of change that you've already heard pieces of during the two openings. Initiatives of change is a worldwide movement of people of diverse cultures, backgrounds, who are committed to the transformation of society through change in human motives and behaviors, starting with their own. The founder of the movement is Frank Buchman. Our mission is to inspire, equip, and connect people to address the needs of the world and their own countries. So what tools do we use to achieve personal transformation? Well, it's inner listening. Borrowing the words of a great leader and philosopher, Mahatma Gandhi, I quote, "In the attitude of silence, the soul finds the path in a clearer light. And what is elusive and deceptive resolves itself into crystal clearness," unquote. So in silence, an honest, humble introspection of the past through that sacred connection with the divine, we list out things that come up. This helps us to take the steps of correction and restitution. And this is depicted in our logo, which you'll be seeing soon. There it is. We believe that the inner voice or the conscience is a good guide to a fulfilling life. And by making it a daily habit to listen deeply, we learn to recognize our authentic inner voice easily. But in order for us to do this, we are guided by values. The values of love, honesty, unselfishness, and purity of motive. I'll just quickly unpack these terms, these values. Love helps us to learn to give and forgive unconditionally so that we can build relationships that work and that are sustainable. Honesty helps us to see ourselves as we really are so that we can build trust with others and move beyond the denial, blame, to responsible action. Unselfishness is a quality that we can only attain if we start with discovering that we, I, you, can change. It helps us to find the strength of will to serve others rather than ourselves and offer care to family, community, and country. Last but not least, purity of motive. This helps us to look at the motivation of our actions and see whether our intentions and actions are clean and aligned. Everyone find their unique role in meeting these challenges. But I must note, however, that humans, I, you, all of us, we are imperfect beings. Only God is perfect. So then let's have compassion with ourselves when we fail to attain all of them at once. Give each day a new chance to practice them. So, using these values and guided by them and our mission, this movement takes focused action through the following objectives. We call them pillars because they underpin our programming. We are called initiatives of change. So if we are guided and follow these, we will end up with the kinds of initiatives that we think can touch our society. So the first one would be to bring healing and reconciliation where there is conflict, build bridges of trust between different communities and countries, embed ethics, justice, and transparency in the global economy, and lastly, empower leadership to act with integrity, serve unselfishly, and be effective agents of change. Nevertheless, and however, I think I would like to emphasize that a major focus of initiatives of change work is healing and reconciliation. And this work is being implemented in over 40 countries around the world in different ways. And I hope that during the next few days, we will be able to really dive in, because you came all the way because of your love and wanting to begin the journey of healing. And I hope that you can stop the people who have been with initiatives of change from the years 5 to 60 that the Mentimeter showed us yesterday. Ask them, what's your journey of healing and how did these values help you? They will tell you, especially our community leaders. So thank you very much. I just hope that this will help us at least to have a sense of why we're here, how we do things, what is our vision, and how we go about it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Thembi, for the insightful presentation. Absolute purity, honesty, unselfishness, and love. These 4 values are taken to the communities, to the societies all across the globe, thanks to the team who are working in the grassroots level. So it is of utmost importance that we listen to the youth voices who made it to Caux this summer. So we are going to spend a couple of minutes in introducing the new youth voices that we have here in the audience. Lilan Dayanand from Sri Lanka. Let's listen from Lilan as to why he's here in this summer in Caux.
Hello everyone, greetings. I'm Lilan from Sri Lanka, and this is my first time at Caux, as Amelia mentioned. As an entrepreneur who is among the latest top 10 youth social entrepreneurs in the Global South, I strongly believe in youth inclusion for sustainable development, effort, and secure intergenerational rights. Healing the wounds of the past is one of the most effective ways to move forwards towards the future. I am here to get to know about others' perspectives through their previous experiences related to healing and understand their strategies for healing the wounds of the past and apply applicable strategies in my communities for economic resilience through peace and inclusive democracy. I strongly believe that the world can be a better place if people from different backgrounds and cultures come together to work towards a common goal for a betterment of humanity and all living beings. Initiatives of Change has a good track record with an outstanding history for its commitment to healing the wounds of the past and empowering positive change makers. Participating in the core forum is an opportunity to network with like-minded individuals, so I am grateful for that I could make it. Thank you.
Thanks, Leela. Next up, we have Nabeen, who is working so hard, going right across Nepal each and every day. Let's give a big round of applause and welcome Nabeen.
Thank you, Amila. Hello, everyone. I am Nabeen from Nepal. You would be seeing me running around with camera, but that is not the only reason I am here. One of the reasons that brought me here is my very short experience in the same matter, and also my urge to explore different perspectives. For the past few years, I have been meeting thousands of people in different countries, mostly in Nepal and India. And the thing I realized and saw was most of them are not healed, so they are transferring the wounds in the world, in surrounding, and the people they are around, knowingly and unknowingly. And it also, at the same time, it's also very inspiring to see and hear from people that even after carrying so much pain in their hearts, people are still trying, trying to understand each other and trying to go within. So that really inspires me. And I really believe that each individuals I meet are a library for me. So I'm here to learn from people, from their stories, from their experiences. And I also believe with all the wonderful people here, we and I will find a new message for the world. So these are a few of the things that brought me here. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nabeen. Thanks so much. And then I would like to welcome Sherry Duro-Senbi on stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Sherry Durasimi. I am from London, originally background from Nigeria, so I've seen a lot of Nigerians in the house. It's great to see everyone. And I just wanted to, my reference to being here is through the project I've been doing with Creators of Peace alongside UNESCO, and there's loads of NGOs we've been involved with, and we were doing sort of a stakeholders project discussing the transgenerational effects of slavery and how we can go and use our power to heal those wounds that have been created as a result of those experiences. And so one of the main reasons why I'm here is not only for myself, but also for other people in the environment that I've been in. I think it's been a beautiful experience to just, even the first day, but to be involved with Creators of Peace for at least a year now has been an amazing experience for me to be able to understand not only the wounds and the sort of scars that I've developed, but understand that there's people that look just like me and also don't look like me at all, but are willing to not only talk about their wounds and their scars, but to help me heal from my own. So I think it's really important that we're all here today, and also being part of a whole different generation. It's also really refreshing to know that people in my parents' generation and my grandparents' generations are willing to hear about my experiences and support me through the healing journey. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Sherry. And next up, we have Ikram Sabri.
Hi, my name is Ikram Spriya. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Louder. Okay. The reason why I'm here is obviously for the similar reason as Sherry. I was brought into the project by Miranda, and I personally want to thank her for helping me and my sister and a couple of our friends to come here and physically be here, practically. Like the funding for the trip and things like that. It was a really wonderful opportunity to meet everyone here, and the fact that it's from 72 different countries genuinely amazes me, so thank you for that. We also completed the project surrounding the transatlantic slave trade, and we talked with elders within our community. And one thing about that is that it really inspires me to actually talk to people, because as we know in African culture, talking to someone about something that happened in the past at first doesn't seem like it makes any sense. But then when you actually do it and you realize what is happening and the domino effect that generational trauma can have, you open up your eyes to a lot of different things. So the reason why I'm here is to hopefully find other people who may also be from different parts of Africa, who may be willing to talk and to heal the trauma that we've all shared collectively, even if we're not all affected by the same event. So yeah, and thank everyone here for making this experience as beautiful as it was. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And next, I would like to invite Amal Hussain.
Hi everybody, my name's Amal Hussain and I've come here from London, but I'm originally Somali. Let me say it the proper way, my apologies. I first came into contact with Initiatives of Change last year when I was invited to attend an event they were hosting by a friend of mine. Since then, I've had the opportunity to take part in a peace circle and work on a partnership project with both Creators of Peace and UNESCO. This project was focused on both understanding and unraveling the consequences of the transatlantic slave trade for the descendants of slaves and affected groups globally. As a student of international relations, I often end up discussing the existence of systems of oppression such as racism. When I stumbled upon this partnership project with both UNESCO and Creators of Peace, it was extremely validating and amazing to have the opportunity to instead focus my efforts on healing. I want to thank Creators of Peace, Initiatives of Change, and everyone here at Caux for giving me the opportunity to participate in the events I have so far, and for giving me the opportunity to be here today. I also want to take a moment to thank Miranda, Elle, Chateau, and all of the young people I've had the chance to meet so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Andrew, I believe all of them are going to be in the 100th anniversary, celebrating after 25 years here. Well, Talia.
Thank you, wonderful young people. We look forward to hearing about your journey of healing the wounds of the past in a few days. So we're nearly at the end of our opening session, but we're going to spend a bit of time now, first in silence, and also just to connect a little bit with who's in the room. Many new faces, many new friends as well. So we've heard a lot today from a very inspiring and stimulating conversation in the main theatre this morning. So I invite you all, please, just to take a moment. If you wish to close your eyes, please do. And just be present. Take a deep breath. We're sharing a special space together today. We're a special moment with people from 72 countries around the world. It's not often you have this opportunity to be in a room with people from all around the world. We're in a sacred place of healing and reconciliation. We're gathered here to explore, acknowledge, and reflect on the wounds of the past, individually, collectively, and at our societal level. Let's please remain in silence with this thought and for our journey ahead together, just for a moment. Thank you. Now, you may be sitting next to someone that you know, probably, but probably behind you or in front of you or to the other side of you, there'll be someone that you don't know or that you don't know so well. So we're going to take a few minutes. If you want to use the space, you're welcome to. If you want to remain seated, you're welcome to. But find someone around you in twos or threes, and just please share with them your name, where you're from, or where you live. Sometimes it's easier where you live these days. And what brought you here to Caux and to healing the wounds of the past. So we'll do this just for a couple of minutes. So I invite you, connect with someone around you. You can move, you can stay seated, but someone you don't know too well. It can be in twos or threes. Thank you, everyone. There's always a risk of doing this because we're going to get lost in beautiful conversations. Thank you, everybody. In school. Okay, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Can you say, hi, everybody? Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. We know we know you love getting to know each other, but please, if we could, we'd love to get you to tea. So
Okay.
if everybody could just, thank you.
Okay, at the risk of interrupting wonderful conversations, we're going to do this 2 more times. Okay, now you've spoken to a few people, and now I invite you to please connect in a new group. So another 2 or 3 people, okay? Someone you haven't yet met, someone you don't know too well. And please share with them what you're passionate about or what projects and work that you're involved in, okay? And I'm going to rudely interrupt you again in about 3 minutes. So 2 new people, new conversation. Share what you're passionate about and what work you're involved in.
Hello, everyone. May I have your attention, please? Hello, everyone. May I have your attention, please? Hello. We might need the whistle again. Hello, everyone. Okay, great. We are back again. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Okay, thank you very much. We are back again and we are ending the session. But before that, there are a couple of announcements that I would like to make. The most important announcement is that we are starting the whole series of workshops at 5 p.m. We have 36 workshops. So we are starting our sessions at 5 p.m. If you still haven't registered yourself for workshops, please make your way to the 3rd floor. We have the registration tables available. And we have 7 workshops happening today in 7 rooms. So we would like to invite each and every one of you to be part of workshops. And regarding the workshops, there's a change in rooms for the workshop Healing the Wounds of the Past. The new room is 400. For the workshop Healing the Wounds of the Past, new room is 400. And
Good afternoon. Just to drag us for one more minute, I am told there's at least one birthday in the house. Any other offers? So, Mr. Lorne Brown is busy talking to Mr. Biv Appleton at the back. And Lorne has got a birthday today. Any other birthdays in the house? No. So we're just going to sing happy birthday to Lorne together, if we may. Thank you, House, and enjoy your tea break. Thank you.
So the Cherny Museum is organizing Indigenous Peoples exhibition. Just 1 minute. So there's an exhibition of indigenous people's arts and other exhibits by Cherny Museum. That's happening from 4 p.m. in the Bellapok. 4 p.m. in the Bellapok, we have the exhibition of the indigenous people. And again, workshop number 35, the nurses' workshop has been shifted to room number 215. Room number 215. Please make your way to the terrace for tea. Thank you.